4 times 8, 82.
Okay? So, first you need to make this number as a fraction. You want to Yes. Okay, good.
The story of Muzwile Primary School starts right here in this grass-thatched structure and old house. The school started as a community school, birthed from the heart and dream of one of the locals who sacrificed land and an old house to start the school. And this gave the children in the area an opportunity to get educated.
We said a percentage is out of what? 100, correct. Then you put 100 there. We are changing this decimal number to a percentage. Then you can cancel 100.
Muzwile Primary School was launched and handed over to government in May 2024. Built by Siksha Foundation and its partners, it is the first modern complete school in the area since independence. Truly a marvel to the entire community.
Husband, his dream has been fulfilled. He was always moved by the number of high children who never enrolled in school. Hence, he gave the community the old house and the land for the school. This dream would not have been possible without the efforts of Mwapenkonde and Mwakanamwa. They voluntarily taught the children under harsh conditions and with no salary. Since 2018, for that we are saying thank you for not giving up on the children. We are proud and grateful to Siksha, Manu and Patel Foundation who came on board to construct a modern school. This gift is a lifetime treasure for the community. We promise to guard it jealously. Thank you for the wonderful and marvelous works of the US Foundation.
We first visited Muzwile sometime last year and found that the children were learning in a very deplorable shelter, and they were basically just sitting on the floor. And we went back and sat and thought of how we could help the community. And that's how we came up with the construction of a 1 by 3 classroom block, and also an early childhood classroom and an ablution block. We also provided the community with a 10,000 liter tank and a borehole. And right now, as we are talking today, we're happy that we're able to hand over this project under 5 months. And we hope the community will look after it in this condition that we've left it. Also, we're happy with the community, the partners that have come in to help us. Manu Foundation, Siksha Foundation, VS Foundation, all these have partnered to ensure that we come up and deliver this project. Also, would like to pay special thanks to the MP who's been there for us in terms of coordinating our work, and the community itself. They've been participating. We've never had any challenges with them.
The facility that we have witnessed today at Muzwile is going to go a long way in helping out to provide quality education for our learners at this school. The environment itself is very serene and so motivating that we are guaranteed of quality education. We only had a grass-thatched infrastructure here, which now, because of the new infrastructure that we have received, we are guaranteed of so many learners that have been brought back into the school system.
So, firstly, we want to thank our partners, Siksha Foundation, Manu Foundation, Nanu Foundation, and VS Foundation. You see, attracting partners of this quality speaks to the integrity of President Hakainde Hichilema and our UPND government, that we can be trusted by international partners. This achievement of this school, the quality of the workmanship, is the fulfillment of what the President has always desired in the schools that we produce in Zambia. Here at this facility, we have running water, clarity of presidential vision. We have toilets, flashable toilets for children. The first time in the middle of the village we have these facilities present. We have an ablution block, a big one, not a small one. This should be the standard that we shall do in fulfilling the President's vision. In addition to that, what we have here now is early childhood education. We didn't have this before. Now it means that we can carry the child from the time they are of school going age all the way through primary school. They finish there from 5 or grade 12, and there's a university nearby. So this area really is fully catered for.
We visited the school during the term to find out how the children were settling in their new environment.
twako kulifilia twabwera futi mulivi kula tushave twakoku ati awo mu mulero gatwako mulya na mwera mulero kofo twalesha mbilira fe muri chira chini manje hapa tuli happy hapa manje hapa na tumva fe wino hapa fiance pofili takuri no kurofa ku skulu na ngwi mfuda yaisa don't worry takuri kusakama tire mva fe wino hapa manje twali totera bakuturetera kwa madex matukurira kwa skulu na toilet Fionze amatapu bo fionze aho ifoture totera kuri chocho mwatupera kupano twale okutari kunje mboko uskuru nakwena nga mwaimati mushtia ya mai safiria so ngamwachero kuima vati mfulana ifisha kuya mwatarara kuri ambaye mwaikala na mukirasi na mutarara kaidi hapa ni mpepi anganda fe ni mpepi hapa na mfafe chibero cha ila na Afrika kai awa inendia mfafi wino na pawa mapa skuru na watukulira kwa ma toilet aya ma flashing toilet bionze fe fotro mfafi.
During the rain season, it was hectic. Sometimes we would find that the classroom was flooded and we would sit outside, wait until the water dries up. That's when classes would resume. And if on that rainy day we were not lucky, there was no school, maybe for 2 or 3 days, depending on the type of weather. If it was heavy, there was a heavy downpour, it meant no lessons for that week. But the children were very eager to learn, and we were also eager to work and help our children in the community. From even in the cold season, and the seating arrangement, if a child was late for school, it meant a problem. They would fight for a stone where to sit. Then last year, that's when Siksha Foundation came in with the area MP, Mr. Kakubo. They came, they surveyed the areas, and they looked at the plight of the children. Just the structure itself gives motivation to the teacher and the child. They were so happy to sit on a desk for the first time, to learn in a good environment. I'm very, very grateful. I don't even know what words I can use to describe about their marvelous works.
Ndekwato kutotela sana kuma donors kwena apakalamba pantu techintu changuka mamona because twalisa pita ma challenges ayengi limbi chasendele nchiteya kwe bati kuti limbi naleka. Kuti naleka limbi kwe wafata chachi wadodeshe omwato ala chitashani. So nomba satontonkanya fyo kwe bati me I think bati pali noshita nde onfwa wino.
Actually, it's very important to have such a building. It has attracted a lot of learners from other schools, which is very interesting because it is really encouraging to those learners that are still in homes, in villages, to come into such an improved structure. From the community, they've actually, they've appreciated with such a wonderful gesture, of which the same community, they've put much effort by, what I can say is, retrieving those learners that were working in farm blocks, bring them to the school. We really appreciate the Siksha, the Manu, and the Patel Foundation for such a wonderful gesture. Really, it has helped us, and it has made the entire community to appreciate.
Pano paskuru chile chusha ukwikala panshi ero futi mfuranga ya isaturero kwa saa nimile mbele ile chupa turere mbafe panshi ama bukta tukwete so nde umfa wino pakutukurire skuru lio kuturea kwa repa sana ture ikala fye panshi ama uniform wale ramba sopo ile chupa kunganda.
So those are actually some of the heartbreaking pictures that we captured the last time we came, when we visited the school and found the children writing on the ground, learning under mango trees and some thatched shelter, which was actually, not also looking in a very good state. But the narrative, the story of Kakubo School has actually changed. And as you can see behind me, we have a beautiful school infrastructure that the children are now using. And of course, they're enjoying their days in school. They have a feel, an experience of what it is to be in school.
The coming of this school has changed lives. It has actually saved so many souls in terms of academic. It's one that maybe, I think you've seen the learners, those who are actually outside. A good number of them, we have, for instance, of the grade 4s. Some of them, they are 17 years old, meaning they were just at home, not going to school. So the coming of this school has actually brought a very big impact, both to the learners and the community at large. This is a typical rural area, but we have flushable toilets. Flushable toilets. I think this is the vision of our president, His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema, who says he wants all schools in rural areas to have flushable toilets, and that has started. Look at the infrastructure itself. If you're not careful, you'd say you want the university. It's not a university, it's just a rural school, remote school in the bush. Yes. So what is happening is quite exciting, very, very exciting. The enrollment actually has gone high. We have a total number of 590 learners. That's the total number of learners that we have. At first, when I came, I enrolled 365 learners. But this time, it has grown. And the school is actually growing. More infrastructure is actually required.
It was also refreshing to see that Kakubo Primary School now has a beautiful green garden. Siksha Foundation and its partners put up a solar-powered borehole, so the school has clean water supply 24/7. While still in Kapire Rural, we made a stop over at Musenge Primary School, one of the schools built by Siksha Foundation and its partners and was launched and handed over to government last year. So we're visiting Muchenga School about a year later after its handover to government and of course to the community for the children to start using it. And we found that the school has already been vandalized. The pump was stolen from the school about 2 or 3 months ago, and that actually brings to a halt a lot of issues with regards drinking water for the children, and also I'm sure even the ablution block has been affected. Now, when I saw this, I said this is what they mean when they say guard the infrastructure jealously.
The learners have come in numbers. It has increased because most of them they got motivated by the structure that they brought to them, and then looking at the infrastructure that they were learning in, it wasn't so conducive and it wasn't even accommodating a number of them. So most of them used to even abscond from school because they were actually avoiding sitting on the floor and whatnot. But then after we were given this school, they actually became motivated, wanting to sit on the desks and also have that experience of just having a good infrastructure in their site. You know, it also motivates them in terms of learning, and I may say it has also made them improve in terms of academic. It has also become easy, you know. Previously, it was very hard, you know, learners learn by seeing. So when they prepare maybe teaching aids, where to put them, it was hard. But then, this time around, I'm sure you went through the classes and you saw the walls were talking, and so by that, it also contributed to the learners' performance to actually improve. The only challenges that we're facing right now is that of theft, yes, and it's just a matter of actually talking to the community and also sensitize about the importance of the things that have been brought to us. We would just like to thank the Siksha Foundation for the thought that they had for this community by bringing this development.
Now, after the theft of the water pump, this borehole with the hand pump is the only source of water for the school and the community. And the water levels seem to be getting low as one has to pump so hard for water to finally come out. Siksha Foundation, Manu Foundation and other partners have worked together tirelessly to ensure that children in different rural communities have access to safe, nurturing and inspiring learning environments against all odds.
I think a major challenge is the weather and finding raw materials. Once in a while we get a little petty thieves, you know, like we put up the solar panels in one of the schools in Chingola. And then a week later, they were stolen. So since then, we've learned a lesson. Hey, you know what? We've got to have more security and maybe prevent people from stealing it. But that's a minor detail, you know. But biggest problem I think we ran into was buying raw materials on time and getting it there onto site. Because the locations we do are not on the main roads. They're way inside, you know, right inside the countryside where people don't have any access to schools or water or anything like that. And having materials transported there is difficult sometimes due to the weather. In life, we have to give things back. You know, we grew up in Africa. Zambia is still my home. whatever the case may be, even though I've lived in America for 50 years. Zambia is still my home. And as long as I'm around, I think we'll continue, Henry and I will continue to build in schools in Zambia. And why Zambia, not somewhere else? Hey, it's our hometown. I think we want to get into the future is putting water wells. You know, you go down in the middle of nowhere, dig a hole, put a well to have water coming out, put a pump, so that little villages can have access to fresh water. Because, you know, I've seen documentaries. I remember when I was a kid, people used to walk miles to get water. You know, small villages of 1,000 people or so, there's no water, so they have to walk 5 miles to the nearest river or place where they can get water. And it doesn't cost that much. It costs you about like $10,000 to put a well up with water and solar panels and all that. And that will change the whole village's life. It depends on the needs of the people, I think. And to me, I don't think people in towns like Lusaka, Ndola, Kitwe, I think more people in Tapirimposhi, in small villages in the rural area. That's where they need help. Education is something you can never lose. And they can never take it away from you either. Material stuffs come and go, but education will never go. Study. Education is the most important thing in life, I think.
When we came here last year, the building was in a totally deplorable state. But today she is coming down, and we are here to witness the demolition, paving way, of course, for a new building that will be standing right there. So it's an exciting day for all of us, including the children and the entire community, as of course Siksha Foundation and their partners have finally come through for this school. The beautiful school behind us also, which is the new block 1x4, which actually adds so much beauty and of course extends this school to greater levels and greater heights.
We've done a 1x4 classroom block and also an ablution block, which is coming with 13 toilets. That's 6 for the girls, 4 for the boys, and 3 for the staff. Yeah, and then also the area that we're clearing behind us, we initially wanted to put an ECE classroom for the early childhood, but we had some issues with the administration, the district administration. But I think those issues have been resolved now, and sooner or later we might be embarking on the new ECE classroom. In some of the districts we haven't had so much of a problem, and everywhere where we've gone, the school administration has been okay. But we've had a bit of challenges with the district administration in some areas like Chingola and Kitwe. But I think if those problems are resolved, I think we'll be able to do more for the communities. And some of the problems that we've faced have been like basically communication and some of the equipment being moved from our schools to other locations, which is not supposed to be the case.
My future plans is to extend the grades from grade 7 to grade 9 and to also ask for an examination center for grade 9s because looking at the renovations that was done and the coming up of this structure, we've been given an examination center for grade 7s. So we are happy about it. So we are looking forward to having another examination center for grade 9. I want to thank the community for being in support of all this project. Wow, I don't know what I can say. I just want to appreciate them, especially Siksha Foundation, Manu Foundation, VSL, and the other organizations that are coming in. I want to say thank you so much. You are so great and you've done a lot of things to us. We still appreciate you.
It's making us proud since it has continued and it is rising. We are so proud of it. For these people, the Siksha and Manu, we are saying may God bless them.
We are just proud to see the improvement of the school. We are so proud for this Siksha who has come to help us as a community. May God bless them.
Finally, the 1x4 fully furnished classroom block and ablution block were handed over to the school and government on July 31st, 2024.
So now we've got a total of 6 classroom blocks, and a big ablution block. The old structure was pulled down and now the place looks much better. The children have running water for drinking, running water to clean the environment, for the toilets, and it's a much better and more conducive learning environment for the children. In addition to the infrastructure and the desks and the furniture in the classrooms, which we also donated, we came and donated reading books, library books in 2023, last year, which came from the USA. And so Siksha Foundation, in partnership with Manu Foundation and V&S Patel Foundation, have been involved and instrumental in the refurbishment and in the work that you see at Isuvilo here in Kasompe in Chingola.
The time we were commissioning the 1x3 classroom, the Siksha Foundation whispered to me, they said, this is not the last, we'll still come back. I take this rare opportunity to thank wholeheartedly the Siksha Foundation for making the pledge to be reality.
I just want to encourage other foundations to come on board and emulate what future Siksha Foundation has done for us here in Chingola. We thank you on behalf of government that this could not have been done by government alone without your support.
When you look at how this facility was before, the water facility drawing points were wells. These wells were subject to many infections and diseases, bacteria, which translated into getting our pupils getting communicable diseases. But Siksha Foundation has come on board, and this is not the first contribution they have done. They have done a number of them in the last 3 years. It's a complement and supplementary gesture or gift to what this government is doing. We're very grateful and we look forward to more of this kind of activities. So thank you very much, and we're very grateful on behalf of government.
To our sponsors, Siksha, Manu and VS, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to you for the completion of the project at our school.
On behalf of the President and the UPND government and the people of Kasompe, I officially launch this beautifully constructed school and donated by Siksha Foundation to the Republic of Zambia and the people of Kasompe. Thank you very much. Look at the roof. Thank you.
Siksha Foundation and its partners are committed to ensuring they play their part to complement government efforts in fostering growth in the education sector and making sure that every child has access to quality education.